I'm Matt Hanna.
And this is Horror Hour with the Hannas,
where we talk about all your favorite scary found footage movies.
So this week we are discussing the Blair Witch
Try it again, you got it. Sound it out.
The Blair Witch Project.
There you go.
I'm not gonna lie, I was eating rice pudding when I said it.
Yeah.
So, my bad. Unprofessional. But, yeah, this is actually one of the rare horror movies that I had seen and Matt had not. I think there's a total of 2.
And this is one of them. Yeah, I know of this movie and pretty much know the whole plot from pop culture reasons, but had never actually seen it until now.
I watched it in high school with Matt Dalton, the actor, actually. Yeah. We watched the Jimmy Neutron movie, and then we put on Blair Witch Project.
You didn't finish it?
And then my mom had to pick me up.
Oh, so you didn't watch the whole thing?
Because I wasn't old enough to drive.
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh, the memories. But, yeah, so I didn't actually see the end. I saw most of it, though. So I was happy to finally see the end, and Matt was happy to check, like, kind of a monumental horror off his list.
It's off the list.
It's kind of one of those you kind of have to see.
No more blind spots. No, I have plenty of blind spots.
Yeah, and I have way more than you.
Yeah.
But.
And my feelings on it were that it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. End of podcast. See you guys next week.
Bye.
Matt.
I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
So, obviously that's kind of our experience and our expectation. Well, experience. Did you have expectations going in?
No, because I knew what happens in the movie. I know all about it. I had heard it was good. I know, like, it's one of the earlier found footage films, right? I don't know. I feel like I've seen most of the scenes, just not all put together at once.
Yeah, I find you annoying having, like, known the plot, but...
It's the Blair Witch Project.
I know, but... I don't know, I guess...
Everyone knows the plot.
I am one of those people that, like, reads plot synopses a lot before I see movies, but I expected you to be better than me.
So, when I was young, before I liked horror movies, like, I'm talking, like, elementary school... I was, like, obsessed with horror movies, but was too scared to watch any of them. So I would just research all of them and read their plots and, like, read about the lore behind all the characters. Specifically Child's Play, that one I was obsessed with, even though I'd never seen it. I never even watched it until, like, college.
That's funny. I still haven't seen it.
It's fine. It's good. I like the second one better than the first one.
I guess that's one of my blind spots. Is the second one like the one I saw?
No, you watched the remake with Mark Hamill.
That was
Chucky.
Something.
Yeah, it was not. It was fine.
Yeah, it was something. Okay, well, the Blair Witch Project came out in 1999, directed by Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez. And what's fun about this is instead of fictional names, all 3 actors use their real names in the film, which is something that they later regretted doing.
I was about to say, you say fun, but more like life regrets for all of them.
I mean, it's like The Office, they did the same thing, but, like, it didn't follow them in a dark way.
So, yeah, tell me about why it was a problem. I saw a couple things, but...
Well, I know for Heather Donahue, she had a lot of trouble finding roles because of it.
Okay.
And even when they approached her about doing one of the sequels, she was like, they were like, can we use your name? She was like, Jesus, please no.
They gave her a payout for it, I saw. But she changed her name. She's Ray Hance now.
Pretty recently.
Yeah.
Kind of hate that you just said her name.
Wait, why?
I don't know. I feel like she's trying to roll
you said her
under the
name.
radar. No, I didn't.
You did.
I said Heather Donahue, which is not her legal name now.
Oh,
you said her name now.
Oh, I thought I should not, like, I thought I should say her real name. She doesn't
I guess I don't know if she's, like, trying to, like, roll under the radar, or if it's, like...
She just wants that to be, I don't know.
But the filming of the movie was done by actors using handheld cameras, which you can tell, and I think is really fun. The principal photography cost $35,000.
Woo, Skinamarink was cheaper.
Yeah. The total budget ended up being, I think, like 80 when you include all the other shit that goes into it. But just photography was 35, which tracks. And it is doing more than Skinamarink, so.
Yeah. It's very impressive still.
It grossed nearly 250 million worldwide, so it was extremely, extremely successful, especially for an independent film.
Yeah, and it has a big legacy.
Well, it's also one of the first found footage movies that I feel like was talked about very much in the mainstream. Before Blair Witch Project, there was maybe, according to my Wikipedia page, called Found Footage, because I'm really good at researching. There is only like 15 found footage movies listed. A majority of the found footage movies that we would know about came out after. One of the only ones before it that I recognized was Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, that I feel like is usually credited as being the first, but I'm seeing on your list here there were a couple more.
Yeah, but Blair Witch is what's known to have popularized the genre. Which I think is super fun, and again, one of those reasons why we had to watch this. You needed to see it.
It's also a funny genre because there are not very many good films in that genre.
I don't know. I can think of a couple that I really genuinely
Wreck,
like.
that I really like. What do you got beyond Wreck?
Oh my gosh, you know I love Creep.
Oh, I always forget Creep counts. Alright, I guess I've heard The Last Exorcism's good.
People really like VHS.
I've heard VHS sucks, but it's a bunch of like small little
but people like
ones.
it.
Okay, people like it.
I don't know what to say. I haven't seen it.
You know, I was going to talk shit on Cloverfield, but I never saw it. But you know, I'm an Abrams hater, so.
Project X. That's found footage.
Weird. Mm-hmm. I guess I'm only thinking horror movie for found footage.
Paranormal Activity. Obviously, we have feelings about that, but very popular.
I don't count that one either. I guess it is,
As Above, So Below is found footage.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, you know what? There's a couple okay ones.
Yeah, so there are plenty that...
Wreck's the best one I've seen.
I would like to see if I haven't. Unfriended, I actually saw at Pitt. They were doing like a pre-screening, and it was kind of fun. We saw the pre-screening of Get Out and Unfriended. That's... What a two just, powerhouse films. Different movies, for sure. Very different. Yeah.
That's the sequel, I think, you're looking at. Dark Web.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Would you agree that...
Unfriended
do you
way
think
earlier.
Wreck is better than the Blair Witch Project?
Yeah.
All right, me too.
That's not
All right, we'll get that off our
hard.
chest right away. Wreck is my favorite found footage horror movie.
I'm going to put Creep in like such a high second, but we need to watch As Above, So Below.
I was going to say, do you put Wreck above Creep?
I find that really hard because I love Creep, but there's just something so uncomfy, but also like makes me smile about it. And I love that for horror. I think for me, it's kind of hard for a horror comedy to like really, really hit.
Compared to Wreck, which is actually like quite scary
so for
and very
Creep
fun.
To be able to do that to me, I love.
Yeah, I get you.
Lake Mungo is
I forgot. Too. That one's really good.
You're just like forgetting all of them, you moron.
Yeah, you're
We're going to have to do a just found footage episode, but we need to educate ourselves a bit better before we do it.
Okay, I like it.
All right, so let's move on from this.
We have homework to do.
Yeah, we have a lot of homework. We've been talking about found footage for like 4 minutes, so let's move on forward.
Before we move forward, can I tell everyone what you're eating right now during the podcast? Hannah currently has one rice pudding and a Sequench Ale beer that she has one in each hand.
Yeah, I'm double fisting rice pudding and beer. It's a sour. It's my favorite beer besides
it's good.
Schaffhofer, I guess, which is barely beer. It's basically juice.
Yep. All right, sorry, we can move on. I just had a mental image for you of rice pudding and beer.
And before this, I was like guzzling Chipotle pasta that I made from scratch. So
people are going to think Chipotle serves pasta after you said that?
No, I said I made from scratch. It's it was like a Chipotle adobo. Is that the word? Yeah. Sauce.
We'll just do a food
heavy
podcast.
Whipping cream and garlic.
You put that on the TikTok.
Of what I was eating for the episode.
Yeah.
I look like a trash can.
That might be a good idea. Maybe we'll get some views. All right.
I look like
comment if you would watch what Hannah meal preps before podcasts. We always cook for our guests, so.
We do always cook for our guests, but it's most often pasta because it's easy.
All right, sorry.
And I'm really good at pasta.
Yeah, you are. I am
like, not
off the
like
rails.
Lame pasta, like fun pasta, you know?
Never met a pasta I didn't like.
Like a homemade...
I'm trying to get us back on.
Well, you're the one who's pulled us off like 40 times.
I don't care.
Okay, so another fun thing about Blair Witch, which I know you know this, so fill in the gaps. It is thought to be the first widely released film marketed primarily by the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So its promotional material listed the actors as either missing or deceased. And
which is why they use their real names.
Yeah, they had started spreading rumors about the student filmmakers, like, being missing and dead. They shared photos from police reports. They had fake news stories written up by small local papers. And so word of mouth was very key, but they also then had a website that was, like, low-tech as fuck. I know at this point there's been some updates made to it, but it's still apparently primarily as it was that many years ago. Also, the IMDb page when this came out had listed them as missing presumed dead in the first year of the film's availability.
I'm shocked you're, like, allowed to
do this. The actors were told they couldn't do anything for a year after this.
Meanwhile, how much did they get paid? They got paid nothing. They were taken advantage of.
Yeah. And they also, because this was, like, the height of, like, AOL message boards from, like, this period until, like, maybe, like, we were, like, 10 or 11. They used AOL message boards to, like, post about this or, like, spread shit.
I read, and maybe you're going to get to this, that Heather's mom was sending, or she was receiving condolence cards.
Yeah, people were like,
her.
"Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry."
This could not have been legal.
Yeah,
this is fraud, right? Crazy. False advertising.
It's
also, I'm getting pissed realizing that this is, like, became a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so probably, like, let's think about it: 3 movies, video games, and just, like, a big name. But did any of the actors who basically, like, led the whole movie see any royalties for any of this?
No idea. Didn't do my research.
It. Yeah, no, I'm sure we wouldn't even be able to find that. But, like, just a thought.
Yeah,
where it's like, shit, they had to change their names and, like, probably didn't see anything.
Yeah, we don't love it.
Yeah, great times.
Critically, it has an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. And simultaneously was up for Worst Picture at the Razzies, as well as Heather got Worst Actress.
Yeah, so Heather winning Worst Actress for this is proof that the Razzies are
stupid.
It's just they're hacks. It sucks. I never really paid attention to them before, but seeing that is an absurd win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've moved past the need for the Razzies.
I thought she was convincing.
I thought she was great, actually. I thought she was really good. Yeah. All right. So,
15 seconds.
Is it time? That's what I was about to ask. I didn't want to rush.
I know I had a lot of background,
first.
but I thought it was fun.
No, I liked it. I get a timer up. You ready? Go.
3 friends get lost in the woods and get really mad at each other.
Damn it. That was basically what I was going to say. Now I got to come up with something better on the spot.
I mean, I came up with that on the spot.
All right. I'm going to throw out my dumb theory in there.
Okay, go.
All right. 2 dudes trick a girl into going in the woods and feed her a bunch of ideas about a Blair Witch, and then they kill her.
Spooky.
No, I don't know.
Look up. Is that a common theory?
Oh,
because
yeah.
You've been saying that for a while.
Oh, yeah. It's a common theory. It was a common theory when the movie came out. But when I thought about it while watching it, and I was like, am I just poisoned? I'm pretty sure, like, game theorist, like Matt Pat, did a theory on it.
I mean, why would you throw out the map?
Exactly. Yeah. And, like, everything that happens, I was like, they could probably pull that off.
And they're bitching at her before they throw out the map.
The only thing I was like, they have a ton of battery. Like, are they trying to, is that why they keep asking her to put the camera away? Like, are they, I mean, because they could just destroy it, right? But I was like, are they trying to wear out as much battery as they could and then kill her? But I was like, or maybe they're sadists and they enjoyed torturing her for the week.
Or
2
maybe
weeks.
they were just like 3 people lost in the woods.
Oh, I know. I think it's a fun theory, even though it's probably nonsensical.
All right, well, why don't you give us our full plot synopsis so I can finish my pudding?
Your beer and your rice pudding? All right. Okay, so we begin here. In October 1994, film students Heather, Mike, and Josh set out to produce a documentary about the mythical Blair Witch. They travel to Maryland and interview residents about the myth. Local tells them of Rustin Parr, a hermit who lived in the forest and abducted 7 kids in the 1940s. He murdered them all in the basement, killing them in pairs while having one stand in a corner. I don't know how he killed them in pairs when he only got 7, but you know. The students explore the forest in North Buckettsville to research the myth. They meet 2 fishermen, one of whom warns them that the forest is cursed. He tells them of a young child named Robin Weaver who went missing in 1888. When she returned 3 days later, she talked about an old woman whose feet never touched the ground. They camp for the night, and the next day find an old graveyard with 7 small cairns, one of which Josh accidentally knocks over. That night, they hear the sound of sticks snapping. The following day, they try to hike back to the car, but cannot find it before dark and make camp. They again hear sticks snapping. In the morning, they find that 3 cairns have been built beside their tent. Heather learns that her map is missing. Mike then reveals he kicked the map into the creek out of frustration, which provokes a fight between the trio as they realize they are lost. They decide to head south using Heather's compass. They again hear mysterious sounds that night, including children laughing. After an unknown force shakes the tent, they hide in the forest until dawn. Upon returning to their tent, they find their possessions have been rifled through and Josh's equipment is covered with ooze. They come across a river identical to one that they crossed earlier and realize they've been walking in circles. Josh vanishes the next morning, and that night they hear his cries but are unable to find him. The next day, Heather discovers a bundle of twigs tied with fabric from Josh's shirt. Upon opening the bundle, she finds a blood-soaked scrap of his shirt containing teeth and hair. That night, she records herself apologizing to the whole trio's families, taking responsibility for the predicament. At night, they hear Josh calling out to them and follow his voice to the abandoned ruins of the house of Rust and Parr, featuring demonic symbols and children's bloody handprints all over the walls. Trying to locate Josh, they go to the basement where an unseen force assaults Mike, causing him to drop his camera. Heather enters the basement yelling, and her camera captures Mike standing in the corner facing the wall, like the stories earlier. Heather calls out to him, but he doesn't react. The unseen force assaults Heather, causing her to scream and drop her camera.
Okay, 2 things before you
up?
start speaking. I'm dumb, and I think in the beginning I wasn't paying very good attention because I didn't realize the killing in the basement while having one stand in a corner.
Yeah.
So I think
I literally pointed that out to you. I was like, this is important.
Yeah.
Because I knew.
So I think
you've seen this movie
had
before.
I paid better attention, that at the end would have scared me more, but...
Oh.
Maybe.
I'm also shocked you didn't know about that from, like I said, pop culture reasons. The standing in the corner.
No,
thing.
I did know that was the end, but I didn't know...
Okay. About the
I think,
Rust and
like,
Parr.
having that connected to the myth is scary.
Yeah.
Also, no screams, no hides.
No screams, no hides. Yeah,
We haven't had many of those lately.
We gotta watch Rec. Rec will make me hide.
Yeah. Too bad, according to our Instagram poll, like, no one has seen it.
But a lot of people said they want it. It's on their list. So we can still do it. All right.
We'll see.
It'll convince everybody. I know plenty of people that listen to our podcast and then watch the movie. Or watch the movie before they listen when the episode comes out.
What, like 2 people?
Yeah.
So, overall, we said we liked, didn't love. Would that be good?
Yeah, it's fine. I feel bad not, like, loving it. I think that it was a product of its time. I think that it opened up the world to more found footage, which is maybe not a good thing. There's some really good found footage out there, but there's some really bad found footage out there. Mm-hmm. But it's fine. Yeah, I could understand how seeing this in theaters and fully believing that, like, it was a real thing could be very scary.
Yeah.
Because they really marketed it that way.
Which is how found footage is supposed to make you feel.
I would also say we grew up in the era of found footage, especially in the 2010s.
We really did.
So I think that we're more desensitized and just kind of like eyes glaze over a little bit.
I remember like the same weekend I watched Chronicle and Project X.
That's awesome.
It's just like not the best combo.
Yeah, so I think that hurts us. So I'm sure, like I said, it's fine. I respect it for what it is, and we'll talk about what I really liked. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's how I feel mostly.
I do like, obviously, a found footage, which is using, like, the reason why it is on tape is relevant.
Yeah, and I think
I feel like some are kind of dumb.
They had a really cool idea of having her personal camera to document the documentary they're making, and then the one to actually shoot the documentary, which was in black and white. So we always knew the difference, and they had a little bit of a different look. Mm-hmm. That was pretty neat.
And I liked in the beginning how obviously they use what they're saying with everyone and the questions they're asking to set up the threat later.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, it's supposed to feel like a real style documentary.
Exactly.
Which I maybe could have used more of.
Yeah.
I kind of liked the interviews, but I know the point is it's about the fear of basically being lost in the woods, which does happen to people a lot. Yeah. Which is like very scary. You know, that's a toxic trait of mine. I am just like refuse to believe that I could get lost in the woods.
I 100% believe I could get lost in the woods.
I feel for me, I'm just like, what are you doing? Just go to the trail, idiot. Like, walk a couple miles, go to a creek and walk downstream.
Okay, first of all, you will not catch me going off the trail. So, like, you know, the trails in most places. At least, like, I hike in state and national parks a lot, and PSA, the trails exist for a reason. Don't leave the fucking trail, 1, for your own safety, but 2, because they're likely trying to preserve the land around the trail. And, like, if you're stepping off the trail, you could be killing wildlife that's there. So don't do that. That's really rude.
PSA brought to you by Hannah.
But, like, because of that, I just will not. Also, I'm a chicken. I don't want to be lost in the woods, so I'm not leaving the trail.
So there was this woman that got lost in Maui off the trail for, like, 17 days. Mm-hmm. And every comment I saw about it, and I agree, was like, girl, just, like, pick a direction and go, because Maui is not that big. You're going to hit the ocean eventually. Yeah. Like, I think they said it was, like, you could just walk, like, 16 miles in any direction, and you're eventually going to hit the ocean or something. It was something silly like that. She definitely just,
started panic walking in circles.
I think they said that she was, like, probably 200 feet from a trail at all times. Oh. That's how most people lost in the woods are.
Yeah. That's so sad.
Yeah, I'm sure there was more to the story, but for real, like,
won't catch me
find a stream, walk down it, especially on an island that small.
But I will say, like, one time, Matt was really mad at me for this. Okay, this was like a joint effort of bad. Was Matt didn't bring enough water. Matt was in charge of water for me and him, and only brought like half a thing of water, and then didn't share it with me. So then I started getting pissy because I was really dehydrated. And then his mom was there, just like, "Can you guys stop bickering with each other?" Because I was mad at him.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
for dehydrating me. And then I messed up using the All Trails app. It like led me astray, and it was the first time I used it, so it was probably user error. And we'd stayed on trail, but I guess where like 2 different trails met, we used the wrong one, and we made like a 4-mile hike.
Are you talking about Utah?
7-mile hike. No, I'm talking about Ohio. Oh. Your mom.
Oh, that's right. I thought you were talking about when we didn't bring enough water for the... And
it was Ohio, so it especially sucked. It wasn't even pretty.
That's funny.
Shout out to my Ohioans.
Yep.
Hello, Ethan. Yeah, so...
He listens.
That fucking blew chunks. So, like, if I did that on a trail, you can catch me off trail. But I think because, even in that panic, being like, I'm so thirsty, I'll never live again.
Should have carried your own water.
Maybe you should be more sensitive to the fact that you're supposed to support both our needs sometimes.
Got my own. I drink a lot of water.
I was in charge of the dog. You were in charge of the water.
Oh, okay. All right.
Anyway, yeah, so for me, that is where 100% of the tension came in this movie. Was I was sitting there just like, geez Louise, I am an avid hiker, so this could be me. Yeah.
And you know, I was thinking about Heather's like toxic positivity the whole time. You know, like, I might kill her. I get it. Mm-hmm. You know? I'm joking. She was... I understand why they were annoyed with her.
I wouldn't call it toxic positivity in this situation.
Early on it was.
I wouldn't even call it that. I think, like, she was insecure about
admitting that they were lost.
Admitting that they were lost.
You're right. I'm just trying to be funny.
And so, of course, she was like, no, we're gonna be fine. Because, like, of course she has to talk herself up that they're gonna be fine. Also, when you're in a group and people are starting to panic, like, you want to do what you can to make them not panic. So you're not going to be like, yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So I understand why she acted the way she acted, like putting real human thoughts, feelings in the situation. I think that the intergroup turmoil as well is scarier than literally any paranormal thing that could have showed up.
Mm-hmm. I definitely think that's a big point. Yeah. I think that's where it succeeds the most, is the uncomfortableness when they're arguing and fighting and trying to convince themselves that it's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. Also, I mean, they were all really annoying. I was joking about Heather being annoying. The guys are annoying and just refuse to listen to her, even though she has the map. I mean, the one dude literally kicks the map into the creek, which...
Okay, first of all, if you don't think she's reading the map correctly, then sit down and just have a rational conversation.
Oh, true. He did look at it. Was like, I can't read this.
Yeah, so then shut the fuck up and don't bitch at her if you also can't read the map. And 2, why the fuck would you throw the map? I guess that is the one significant piece of supporting evidence that they were screwing with her, because, like, why would you throw the map?
It's that they're losing their minds.
Yeah,
they're getting... Still. But typically, that whole, like, lose your mind thing, I thought that's when you're, like, alone. 3 people in the woods.
And I guess my question was, how long were they without food?
Yeah, true.
Because, I don't know. We're both angry people.
The least intriguing part about this movie is the Blair Witch itself.
Yeah, I don't care about that at all.
Like, I'm much more interested in just them, like, panicking in the woods. Like, I almost wish there was more paranormal shit, but I know the point was not to show it. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a couple good moments, like when the tent shakes and they run out and you hear one of them yelling, "What the fuck is that?" But they don't show it. I thought that was really cool. But like they never like touched on it again to be like, "Did you see that?"
Like, and
that kind of disappointed me.
This is the one moment I would like us to explore more.
I want to say things I did like. Mm-hmm. I thought the actors were awesome. I cannot complain about the actors. And I think for a found footage, the camera work was good. Mm-hmm. Because that's like critical. You can't be so shitty like Cloverfield, even though I haven't seen it. I've seen clips. The camera's all over the place.
Ew.
Yeah, you don't want that. It's like
there
still
were moments
nice.
where even this, I was like,
there's a little too much.
Hold it steady.
Yeah.
Like, I take video when I hike, and it doesn't look that bad. And
it's an art.
Trying.
It's an art to
record a documentary.
Record found footage. But I think it did a good job in those aspects. I think it's cut together well. Like you said, I like the documentary aspect at the beginning to set you up. And I do like the ending as well. I think the ending is all it could be.
I think it does a really good job showing like the emotional consequences of what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I didn't mention this during the background, but they had like a rough script, but like the actual dialogue was improvised. And so I feel like the actors did a really good job being like realistic with everything that they were saying and doing to show their panic.
Agreed. That's why I don't know how it won a Razzie.
Yeah.
It's silly. She's great, especially that scene when she apologizes, the famous like snot scene. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Great filmmaking.
Yeah, I liked that.
Really unsettling and uncomfortable.
When they were singing America the Beautiful, and they were just like having a meltdown singing America the Beautiful.
That also makes me think that they're fucking with her. Like they go insane so fast.
How many days? So like, if I had to camp, set up a tent one night that I wasn't planning to,
you'd be annoyed.
I would be going insane.
Yeah.
So even if they woke up the next morning doing that, I don't know, in the same boat.
The idea of like not showing up to work and everyone being like, "Where's Matt?" It's kind of funny to me.
Well, that happened to me once because
you got stuck in Miami. Yeah, but you could call everybody. You want to be able to call. You just don't show up to work.
I couldn't call.
Just imagine your boss being all mad. Like, where are you? Meanwhile,
I couldn't call. I had a bunch of clients to see that day.
Oh, that's right. Because you didn't have your phone.
Yep. It was a problem.
Well, it sounds great to me. Just like all of my stress would disappear if I was stuck in the woods.
No. No. I don't feel that way. I feel that way when I intentionally took off and I'm going for a planned hike, the appropriate food and water.
Nope.
But otherwise, I don't feel that way.
I feel like every time I'm on my way home from a trip, I'm like, please let my flight get canceled.
I don't feel that way because at that point,
after it happened to you, it was bad.
I need to be in my bed. And when I've had flights get canceled or delayed for more than like an hour.
Last time we were in Florida, I was ready. I was like, please get canceled. I don't want to go home.
I did not feel that.
What didn't you like about this? Or have we already said it?
I felt like it was just like a little slow.
Oh, you can't say that. You like the lighthouse and it's slow.
Different kind of slow though. Because like there are certain slow burns like The Witch. Not a lot happens, and I love The Witch. I think for me, I didn't feel tense enough to be, like, waiting for what happened, I guess.
That's probably true. Yeah, there wasn't.
It didn't build enough tension to begin with for me. Mm-hmm. Like, The Witch, the first time I saw it, I felt tense as fuck. And so even when nothing was happening, I then got, I think, tenser because I was waiting for the thing. Versus this, I was just like, okay, I know nothing's going to happen.
I think I agree that I felt no moment of, like, suspense. And I don't know if it's because we're desensitized to found footage or I already know everything that's supposed to happen in this movie. Or it's just a failure on the filmmaking to just never really leave me tense.
Yeah, I think
like, I didn't care about the rocks being stacked up around them.
Well, also, like, people... One, there should be rocks stacked up on a trail.
That's the trail marker.
That's a trail marker. We've been on hikes in the middle of Utah where there was nothing but those.
Yep.
So you kind of had to like scout out where the next one was. And secondly, people do, like, build them, which you're not supposed to. They should be trail markers, so you should not be making them yourself, like, near a trail or in the woods or
This
something.
is the hiking PSA podcast.
Yeah. But people do. Mm-hmm. So that wouldn't scare me at all. I'd be like, oh.
They built 3 around your tent.
Yeah, I'd be like, okay. Sure.
The sticks hanging from the trees was cool. The little figures.
That would actually scare me.
And the ooze. The ooze didn't scare me.
Was just
the ooze was very weird. Oh, cat feeder. We'll leave that in. No, we'll leave it in. The automatic cat feeder's going off. Oh, she's not even going anywhere. We have our spooky little black cat.
Yeah, that's
not
why
really
we're
little.
This in because she's not little.
She's horror movie vibes.
She's festive.
Oh, there she goes. Nope, she's not even getting up.
Steady. You'll just hear like a thud in like a minute, and
her trying to get up on her cat tree.
There because she's a little overweight. Anyway, thanks for the feature, Lo.
All right. I said my piece on what I didn't like and what I did like. I respect this movie as a important piece in horror movie history. I don't really need to watch it again.
I just didn't find it that fun.
Yeah. But I understand why it would have been when it came out. That's the issue.
Like, we know that these people are fine, and we've seen other found footage movies, so a lot of the things that made this so interesting for the time, those are factors that were taken away from us.
Yes.
So of course we're not.
Which is probably why I latched onto the 2 boys killed her theory, because that's what made it more entertaining, was trying to find reasons to make the shoehorn that in. Okay. So, I want to talk about some thematic analysis of the film.
Do you have any?
No. I was hoping that you do. Yeah, sure. It's about like losing your sanity because you're in isolation. Right, like I don't know if that's a theme exactly, but that's like the big fear that's happening, which we chatted about. Yeah,
I think like at its core, it's saying that the quote unquote normal or like everyday turmoil between people is scarier than any paranormal that could have come up.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I've seen movies do that better, but it's still good.
Very much about the fear of, like, a person. Like, people's brains are scarier than any...
I've seen Mr. Beast videos scarier than this movie.
Literally.
That one where he put 2 people in a room for, like, 150 days together. That was crazy. That's basically what this was.
Mr. Beast needs therapy, I think. Something's wrong in that brain. He's literally doing real
You don't watch his videos. I do.
I've watched clips.
I'm a beast head.
I won't watch them because I don't want to support. I don't want to support his nonsense.
Oh no, he's fine. You got to.
I do like that he does donate a good amount of money.
He's a cool dude.
And like has done videos to help, like the shelter animal one. I thought was nice.
He's a little dead behind the eyes though.
It's giving real life Squid Game, and that's so fucking weird.
Well, he did that.
Yeah, it's so weird.
You gotta watch more. Weird. All right. But, yeah, I think the idea of isolation with 3 people there and that inner turmoil caused by a stressful situation, we've all been there. Mm-hmm. I've had some car rides that felt like this movie. You know?
Really, with my mom and brother.
Yeah, on the way to the airport. That was exactly what I was thinking. And my mom.
Okay, in case my mom listens to this, we're referring to the car where we left the house earlier than we needed to, and then Google Maps took us to the wrong parking lot for the economy lot for the airport, so then we were stressed. And then as we were getting out of the car, we were on, like, the shuttle to the main airport entrance. My mom goes, I don't have my phone. And this is the second time that she had done that in a matter of months, where she got to the airport and said she didn't have her phone, and then I called it and it was somewhere in her bag, but she still couldn't find it, so she continued to panic.
Well, this was also about everyone trying to tell you how to get to the airport.
Yeah, people were also like...
That was the part I was thinking about, was everyone was trying to tell you where to drive to, and everyone was giving you different directions.
What a time.
Yeah, it was a good time. All right.
So, yeah, like, inner group, even with, like, the people you trust the most, like, people are stressful and scary.
I felt like we were driving in circles like they were in the woods.
And it was literally, like, a 20-minute drive. Mm-hmm. Like, literally.
Really, anytime I go to the airport, I kind of feel like I'm in this movie. You know? I'm sure everyone knows what I mean.
That's how I felt definitely the last time we went to the
last
airport.
Couple times. Missing we always miss
the Philadelphia airport doesn't have great signage for the economy lot.
And we're poor.
So that's where we have to park.
And we miss it every
still
time.
like $50
and then you get there, and then there's sometimes long lines, and you don't expect it. Yeah.
Love it.
Okay. Sorry, I'm
Being
off.
a budget traveler is immediately ruined by the getting to and from the airport.
And then you're worried about that guy that's going to make you put your personal item in the check thing for Frontier, because, again, poor. And you're like, you have to be ready to argue with him. or
about why it fit properly without me shoving it in.
Yep.
Like, this is just how you pick up things, sir. I'm not pushing it to fit. It fits under the seat.
I kind of hate flying.
You hate Frontier.
I hate Frontier.
And that's what we fly because, again...
Spirit was okay.
The cheapest airline. Honestly, Spirit was such a breeze compared to Frontier. It's so funny.
I could never fly Frontier again, and I would be happy.
Yeah, but then we might not go anywhere.
If this dates the podcast, Boeing just... Oh, wait, I don't think I can say that. It's actual, defamation. Boeing allegedly assassinated one of their whistleblowers today. He was in a deposition against Boeing, and he showed up dead.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't hear about this? That was it's fine. It was in one of those group chats we were in.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. No more Boeing.
It could be anything, Matt.
All right. What are the themes we got?
I also think there's a lot about insecurity and the consequences that could have, or over...
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah.
Especially if
being overconfident.
Let's gender angle it, too. She definitely got way less respect because she was a woman in this movie, and I felt that, and I was like, oh. But, she was the only one that could read the map,
yeah,
which was
she's,
very funny.
the leader of the Endeavor. It's her project, and she essentially has this thesis or whatever that they're doing the documentary for. She has the map. She's the one who learned how to read the map. They didn't fucking bother. And then they're just giving her shit the entire time.
Yeah, anytime she's trying to lead, they're trying to take over, but then she's like, okay, well then you read it, and they can't read the map.
And she's just trying to prove herself that she knows what she's doing and that this project is going to be worthwhile.
Which probably gets them into deeper issues and each time. For a while, I was like, girl, you gotta stop talking.
Well, and I really relate to this because I know I've mentioned on here our, one primary group of friends is a bunch of men.
That's not true.
Our one primary group of friends.
Yeah, there's some women in there too. Oh, okay.
Yes. So it's a group of guy friends I've had since high school, and yes, there are women friends in group, but they are they became friends because they were partners of the other people. Yes, they are my friends, but a lot of times we've done trips, and it just ends up being me and dudes, and even though I'm the one who, travels and plans and, can write a functional grocery list for 2 days, for some reason, no one fucking listens to me sometimes. And it creates so much nonsense at the last second. I'm talking about the Smoky Mountains.
I think we do it to fuck with you.
Well, that one, too, of them, I was there's only certain... According to the website for the campsite, there's only this many spots for cars.
This is Hannah Airs Her Grievances episode.
Please call if you... or wanting to drive separate, call and make sure that they have enough room for your car. And then a couple people were like, fine, then I just won't come. And it's I give you a job of using a phone. Don't make assumptions about what they can or can't do. They're limited site. 2, just pick up a phone. 3, I made my grocery list and I bought the groceries based off you being there, so you can't bail now, you fuckface.
Whoa, these are our friends. They listen.
And there's 2 people that applies to, so... Good. I'm not even calling one of you up.
I thought you were talking about when we were in the corn maze.
Delightful.
Hannah always tries to take charge of the hard corn maze.
I don't try and take charge.
So I refuse to listen, and I just sprint away. But this year, I learned my lesson because I had to get rescued.
Yeah, because whose strategy works?
I had to get rescued from the corn maze because I couldn't get out. Because I didn't listen to Hannah because I ran away.
Okay, I'm also not saying that that's my strategy. That strategy came from doing it with other friends. And that was their strategy.
I know the strategy works. I just don't want to listen to you when you try to push it.
I don't try and push it. I only try and push it when you guys sprint away and leave me alone.
Yeah. True.
Because you're also rude as shit, and then you just want to isolate me. You want to do what they do to Heather. You just want to make me feel othered and insecure.
Jeez. I said it's the Hannah Airs Her Grievances episode.
What else can I complain about?
I don't know.
All
right.
But I definitely understand being having a friend group of men, and even if it's not real and it's just my perceived differences or insecurity, because that certainly happens, or there's nothing to do with my gender and I'm just being a bitch so people are reacting, that happens too. But I think being the other in a group is always gonna pull out your insecurities, especially, I would say, as a woman, because we feel more of a need to prove ourselves and be dominant because...
And then when you do that, you end up looking weaker.
Yep.
Yeah. Which she does in this movie. Yeah. Which is why I was joking that, I'd kill her too. You know, that sounds so bad.
Yeah, you can't say
I can't say I would not kill her, but that's assuming that the guys killed her. But if they did that, they didn't do it just because they were mad at her. They planned it out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you don't just, like, have one day of being lost and be like, you know what, fuck it, I'll kill her. They also, like, would have had to have known that they would come across that little house and all that.
I feel like that hits our themes pretty well. I want to talk about, like, I guess, does the Blair Witch exist? No. Does it matter? You don't think so?
Well, it doesn't matter.
What if, like, Rustin Parr is still out there and killed them?
I mean, like,
what if he was fucking with them? I don't think any of this matters. It doesn't need to be solved.
That's the thing, is I don't think anything matters beyond the fact that it's 3 people going stir crazy in the woods.
Yeah. What if... Yeah.
So, like, theorizing about anything doesn't... I could, but it doesn't really mean anything to me.
Maybe that's where this movie, like, kind of fucks up. And, I mean, it's hard to say it's a problem.
The whole motivation just, like, falls... Like, it doesn't go anywhere.
Well, it's like, it works because I'm like, oh, they're going stir crazy. But then all these things are happening... And I'm fine with the way it ends. Like, maybe the Blair Witch did get them off camera. That's the almost the way, if you were to surface level read it, that's how you, like, kind of have to read it, right?
Yeah.
Which, like,
I don't know what happens on
But again,
camera,
I complain about people trying to solve movies like a puzzle, and I'm doing it right now. And I feel bad about it. But it's something that, like, was in my brain the whole time.
That's why I'm saying I think it literally doesn't matter. You could theorize all you want, but it doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Because that's not the purpose.
Well, there is a sequel. And a third one that came out in 2016, and a video game.
That's dumb. Like, it doesn't need a sequel. It's doing all it needs to do.
Probably, yeah. I don't know. I feel like the 2016 one people liked, but I can't remember.
I know nothing about it at all.
I just had it up. Let me look. We're clicking. Hear the clicky clacks in the background.
Clicky clacks.
Reception was
mixed
like
with critics.
Mixed review. Yeah, 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. And then, not great. But there's a video game, I think. I think it's like a walking simulator, but still.
Ooh, 1.5 stars out of 4 from the New York Post.
Let's watch it. We'll get like 10 views.
Yeah.
Movie Rec Monday, The Blair Witch 2016. Dumb name, too. Just Blair Witch. Okay. What else we have to say about it? Feeling anything? Feel like we...
Any favorite scenes?
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the what the fuck is that scene? Yeah. That was cool. That, like, I perked up when that happened.
Yeah, I did write in quotes, what the fuck is that, as a whole note, because I thought that scene was really fun.
Yeah.
And it was one of the few scenes that got me feeling, like, really tense beyond just the lost. Mm-hmm. So, I would definitely agree with that. Any hot takes about this movie? Is it a hot take to be like, I didn't love it?
Oh,
like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's a hot take. I didn't love it. It was fine. Maybe not. I'm sure we have plenty of our audience. I
feel like maybe it depends.
Maybe the Gen Xers out there are gonna be upset with us.
I feel like it probably depends on how old you were when this came out.
Yeah.
Like if this was monumental to your age group or not. Mm-hmm. Because for us it wasn't, so we care less.
Yeah, I don't know if any hot takes. My hot take is that Heather should not have received a Razzie. That's ridiculous. She's really good in this. Is that a hot take? She's great. She's like really good, and she probably should have worked more after this, and she got screwed, and I'm sad about it. Yeah, I feel really bad. She had a crazy life. I was reading about her on Wikipedia. Go read her Wikipedia page. Yeah, she ended up becoming a medical marijuana grower, and then wrote a book about it called Grow Girl.
She's also in the first season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, really?
In the episode Charlie Gets an Abortion. She is the woman that says that she had Charlie's kid.
Oh, that's funny.
It's not Charlie's kid.
But we hope nothing but the best for her. Yes. She seems cool. So, okay, you ready to rate?
Yeah, but no, because I don't know what to give it.
I got my number.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
I was going to give it a 6. Fuck.
You can give it a 6.
I always get nervous, and then I feel like I'm copying off of you. But that is why I make you go first, so I can copy off of me then.
I'm confident in mine. See, Hannah, like Heather, you should have chose to be more confident and concise with your answers. I'm fucking with you. I was about to... We're going to get really misogynistic with it. Playfully misogynistic.
No, okay? There's no such thing as playfully misogynistic. Not with me. There is no playful with me when it comes to sexism.
All right, give it a rating.
No, it's just, I was going to say a 6
Oh, it's a 6. All right, she gives it a 6. She copied me. All right. Air your grievances, Hannah. You're allowed more.
I don't have more. I feel like we've said it.
I'm going to air my grievances. Can I do one?
You've had the whole episode to air grievances.
What? I had one I just thought of.
Oh, okay.
So we saw Dune Part 2 recently, and 2 different groups of people came in with 1 hour left in the movie. And remind you, this is a 2.5-hour movie. Clearly, they just were sent to the wrong theater, but the one couple came in and sat down and didn't leave. So I'm sure that they missed their IMAX showing and instead saw it in the last hour in Dolby. And I don't know if they ever realized. I just want to say, you're trash.
Oh, what I'm hoping is that they saw another movie and then they were like, let me hop on
That's even worse. Just come watch the last hour. The last hour rocks.
Maybe they just saw it and they were like,
we got to see that again.
Screw it. That end was so good. I'm going in. That's my theory.
Hannah's seeing the positive side of things, but.
Well, I would do that. That's I understand if that was the motivation.
It was pretty sweet.
It was
movie.
Good. Yeah.
Real good movie.
If you haven't seen it yet, go see.
Watch Dune and then Dune Part 2. A lot of fun. Yeah. Or read the book. If you want to be like me. Yeah, Hannah hasn't read it because she doesn't read. I'm the reader in this relationship. Did you know that? I read.
Matt, if he had a story graph, there'd be 2 books on it, and mine has 170 in the last 3 years.
2 books today.
Matt, you have read 0 books in the last year.
That's what you think.
Matt couldn't
does One Piece count?
No.
Oh, shit. All right. Well, that's my grievance that One Piece doesn't count. All right, I'm ending this episode.
Okay.
I am Matt Hannah.
I'm Hannah.
And this is Horror Hour with the Hannahs. We're doing it backwards, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's my turn. Blair Witch is cool. Turn. Go watch Wreck so we can cover it. It's a better found footage than Blair Witch. I'm sorry. It's in Spanish. Mom, this is for you. You can watch it, I promise, even though it has subtitles.
She doesn't know how to read. She's the real one.
Yeah, she's like me. I don't know how to read. All right.
She hates when we say that. I'm so sorry. I know you know how to read, but you should probably get better with subtitles and board game cards.
She'll never play with you again now. All right. Bye, Mom.
Thank you for listening to Horror Hour with the Hannahs. Make sure to listen to future episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, or wherever you can find podcasts. You can follow us at Horror Hour with the Hannahs on TikTok and Instagram for more content. If you like the podcast, please follow and leave a review on your favorite podcasting app. Happy hauntings!